I'm going to disagree with a lot of these people and say we should get a quarterback this year.
Okay.
So I think the big thing to remember is the NFC is open after like the next 2 years. Think about like who's running the NFC right now. You got Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson. I mean, Matt Stafford's going to kind of be doing it, but like there's no young guys in the NFC. All the really good young quarterbacks, they're all in the AFC.
You're right.
And the Rams are going to drop off a cliff as soon as Stafford's done. Russell's about to get himself sent somewhere else, if not this year, then next year. Rodgers doesn't seem content. Brady's going to retire. The NFC is wide open. So if we take someone like Trey Lance, and sure he has to develop for a couple of years, but in a couple of years, who's Trey Lance going to be competing against for the NFC? Like
Kyler Murray,
but
that's about it. Yeah,
I'm looking at Arizona's draft picks, right? In 2017, they took Josh Rosen, bust. Christian Kirk, okay, but not a second-round wide receiver. Mason Cole really hasn't played. Chase Edmonds, okay, but he's not a starter. Like 2018, Kyler Murray, but that's guaranteed. Byron Murphy hasn't really played. Andy Isabella, bust. Zach Allen, bust. Hakeem Butler, bust. Deontay Thompson, bust. 2019, Isaiah Simmons didn't even get on the field. Josh Jones, their third-round pick, was a decent tackle, but he hasn't played. Like, so if you have Kyler Murray, but you can't draft anything else, who's to say the Cardinals will get any better? Like, so that's why I'm thinking I don't care if it's a project wide receiver, because this year is the hardest year to compete anyways. Like, if we take Trey Lance and he's not good till next year, are we really going to match up against Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald, Matt Stafford, that whole Rams team this year? I don't know. And
probably not. Where would you take Lance at 12?
I take him at 12, yeah. And then on top of that, we have our team might be really old, but the people who matter on our team, Fred Warner, Kittle, Ayuk, like the real stars of our team are all pretty young. The older players are all kind of backups and position. Like there's no star on our team that's 30 plus, you know, all of our stars are pretty young.
Well, then, depending on what they do with Trent Williams.
And then the last thing I was going to say is I think any quarterback we take, I'm going to be okay with in the first round, because I just have this belief Chris Sims and Kyle have a really close relationship. I mean, they got each other's initials tattooed on themselves. Like, they're best friends. And Chris Sims said on his podcast in 2017, Kyle came to him and said, I'm not sure about drafting a D tackle at number 2 overall. Like, we like this Solomon Thomas guy, but that's pretty rich for a D tackle. And Sims told him, he's like, hey, you should look at Mahomes. And Kyle was like, we have kind of a plan for quarterback. We're not sure about quarterback in this draft. And he goes, well, just take another look at him. So there's that. I don't think Kyle wants to go through that again. If Sims says this is the guy, he's going to listen this time. And then 2018, when we took McGlinchey, Sims put McGlinchey on his mock draft to us, the first person to do it, and then we take him. Last year, Brandon Ayuk, Sims actually said after the draft, he said, I really liked Ayuk, but Kyle came to me and talked about him, and I didn't want to blow up Kyle's spot. I wanted to let him, like, because he was flying under the radar, I'm not going to like be the one that outs Kyle about Ayuk. And then Javon Kinlaw was Sims's number 1 D tackle. So I think they talk a lot in this draft process. And I think if Kyle says, I like Trey Lance, what did Sims say about Trey Lance? Really? He said he's inexperienced, but he didn't say anything bad. He said he has like probably the best arm and the best running in the class. So
you might be onto something, Thomas.
He might be keeping something a secret, or if he isn't keeping something a secret, like I think Kyle's going to listen to his overall rankings.
Could be. Thomas, thanks for coming on and providing a minority point of view. We have a lot of people agreeing here, so thank you.